Have a question for the panel. So, me and a coworker were discussing depopulation, right? And I
Right.
know that sore subject for everybody because we all look at like Bill Gates and we're always joking around saying he's Thanos and all that stuff, and it's true.
Some of us ain't joking.
Yeah.
Some for real, bro.
But is there a valid point for depopulation?
I mean,
I think it's yes.
start with China. China is the first country to actually put in measures for depopulation, saying there is children limit on how many you have. That's I believe one, right?
Yeah. No, I think they got rid of the one child policy because they were being heavily depopulated. But I'm talking about just in general on Earth. And the only reason why I say I kind of agree with the ideal, fucked up as it is that humans don't have a natural predator to keep us in check.
I mean, if you think about it, if the real depopulation comes from Mother Nature.
Wait, I don't believe that.
Sicknesses, almost definitely illnesses, sicknesses, COVID, whether it is or is not government made. COVID is out there doing the depopulation. Then you get natural disasters like hurricanes, tsunamis, earthquakes, and all that shit that go on in the fucking world, bro. That's Mother Nature saying there's too many y'all motherfuckers on this planet. Let's slow this shit down.
But they still can't. They still can't scale back the number as much as what's claimed to be needed, which is like 3 billion.
I mean, that's when the zombies come.
Huh?
That's when the zombies come.
I don't know about all that, but
that's really what all zombie apocalypse movies are. It's just the depopulation of the earth.
Well, I mean, okay, so we have hunting seasons like deer. If you leave deer unchecked, they'll fucking ruin the ecosystem. You have lionfish in South Florida to where they're not supposed to be part of the ecosystem. You got the iguana invasion going on. All these things, they're telling you it's with deer, you have deer season. But like lionfish and iguanas, they say, destroy them on sight.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
The last part of what you said broke up. Oh, he's dead.
Oh, he's frozen. Well, here's the thing to touch on. I know, right? To touch on the topic that he was talking about, I look at it from a different perspective. What if we're the problem? What if you have these invasive species because we've kind of taken them out of their natural habitat? Where are they gonna go? You know what I mean? Like they're only invasive to us. When you say invasive species, who are they causing problems to? They're causing problems to us, but what are we doing to contribute to that? That's what we have to look at. What is our role in this whole thing? Because it's easy to point the finger at some animal or some species and say that they're causing issues with us. Well, what did we do? I mean, we build how look at sawgrass. I don't know if you ever been out there, but when I came here in the 80s, university was anything west of that was sawgrass.
Yeah, absolutely. And we build on top of
it was all farmland.
And we build on top of everybody's land. I mean, we build on top of everybody's everything. And we complain about the snakes and the alligators that are west of 95, but I mean are west of university, but we built right on top of their house.
Yeah.
Like look at the snakehead population. The reason that Florida had a snakehead population is somebody had a lake out there somewhere, threw a bunch of snakehead in there because A, it's actually good food to eat. Like you actually eat snakehead, it's good fish. B, a lot of Asian communities and everything, they believe that has medicinal properties within it. They make soups and medicines out of snakeheads. So they brought them over here for that specific reason. no one not thinking that they're just gonna crawl out of the fucking lake and into the fucking canals and shit like they did.
I'm hearing that people aren't getting our notifications. People didn't get any notifications that we went live. Sorry to cut you. You started to change the subject, but yeah. No.
Sorry,
Get back to the subject.
Off.
Yeah. You did fall off.
It's so discouraging with this whole fucking computer, man.
I don't know, bro. We got to spend some time. We got to spend some time together with the computer.
Man, we're gonna sort that out. Don't even worry about that. We're gonna get everybody right.
Yeah. IT is making their rounds right now.
Like I was say, man, it's just nobody wants to offer themselves up or their families as like tribute to fucking help out the majority. But I mean, it makes sense. And that's been like a tough pill for me to swallow for the past couple of days. I don't know why I started thinking about it, but my mind got up on it, and it was like, wow, that I could see why it needs to be cut back. And because I mean, people refuse to change. I mean, like, it's gonna be like that. What was that one movie, Luch? You seen that shit where it's with Matt Damon? He's on Earth and they living up in like Mars and shit, Elysium or some shit.
Okay, yeah, I remember Elysium. Where
Yeah, so
like their own little planet that they living in, and Earth is fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, and I think what we're seeing is we're seeing that shit live. We're a part of it. We just don't.
I mean, they've been saying shit like that in movies and TV shows for the longest. There was a show that was on in the '90s called Sliders. I don't know if anybody of y'all remember that, had Jerry O'Connell in it. And one of the episodes is they have like an ATM you go up to and say like, "Yo, I need like $3,500," and the ATM will bust you off that money. But for that money, you're entered into what they call the lottery. And what that lottery is like you're offering to be marked out for that bit of cash to do whatever you do with. And the more money you ask for, the more chances you have of being the person that gets depopulated. Or movies like what's the name of that movie? But like the Hunger Games, the same shit where you have to offer up tribute, and it goes along the same categories.
Yeah. Oh no.
The fucking Purge, bro. The Purge is depopulation as well.
All these movies, you know, I mean.
But if you notice, though, it always takes out the lower classes, the working classes.
Yeah. Yeah, which is a damn fucking shame.
Speaking of working classes, as everybody's aware in Florida, the September 30th, the minimum wage goes up to $10 an hour. And then every year on September 30th until 2026, goes up another dollar until the minimum wage maxes out at, I believe it's $15 an hour. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Speak on it.
There is a Republican senator. I do not remember his name. It's Robert something. I'm going to pull up the article real quick. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Republican State Senator Jeff Brandes. He has filed a measure to put an amendment on the ballot next year to say that people under 21, less desirable employees, former felons, people under the parole system, get paid what he calls a training wage, which is going to be less than the $10 an hour. So he's saying it's a stepping stone to success. Other people are saying it's just another way to kind of X out the working class and hurt them some more. What do y'all think?
Definitely, they're trying to save a buck, dude. I mean, if they can just perpetually train you over and over and over, even if you start to make that wage, I mean, are you going to be full-time, part-time? And if you are full-time, what's the longest you get the company? I mean, I would think that the overturns would become, or the turnover rate for all employees of a lot of companies would become a lot more.
But it's so people like felons and parolees and shit where they got to take what they can get.
Yeah.
So, and
but hasn't it always been like that?
No, not really.
When has someone who turned their life around ever had any kind of easy road coming back? You know what I mean? We could probably share our own stories when it comes to that. Like if you have any kind of record or anything like that, like you know, it becomes a little difficult. I mean, it can be
Right.
motivating at the same time, but
I'm a
it make
two-time
it hard,
convicted felon. I've done prison time. I've
right?
been through this, and I remember my first, few months getting out of jail, couldn't find a job anywhere because people ain't want to hire me. No, 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 you just got out of prison. No, we don't want you here. No, you can be selling dope out the back of the kitchen. I've lost jobs to people underexperienced where I'm overexperienced for the job just because I just got out of prison. And if it wasn't for my homeboy that needed help on his roofing and siding company, I wouldn't have worked at all.
Gotcha.
So the road is a long and hard one for felons. And like
But what I'm saying is, it's
under what I'm worth.
what I'm saying is, it's been like that though. Like when has there been a time where it was easy for someone turning their life around? You know, everyone runs into some hiccups, you know, when you're younger, but turning it around, some people don't give you that second look.
I mean, but still, you get that same opportunity that everybody else do. You know what I mean? Like you still get that same wage where like, you gotta start here from the bottom, but you can work your way up quickly just as long as you prove yourself.
I see what you're talking about. I follow you.
You're throwing a whole extra step to work up, to work up, to work up, to work up. You know what I mean? You're adding more adversity when that adversity is already there.
I follow you now. Like you're saying they put that in there. Now they're actually singling out those people individually who are trying to come around for that second time. Like it's specifically for them.
And it's not even just them. It's also for people under 21 years of age. And who's under 21 years of age? Mainly college students, people that don't, maybe live with their moms and everything like that, or people trying to pave their own way because they don't have a mom and dad out there because they got kicked out when they're 18.
So or trying to get into the workforce, you know?
Yes. And then they say other so-called hard to hire employees. So like,
yeah, what is that? What do they mean by that? Hard to hire.
Exactly. What is your definition of hard to hire employees?
What's your take on that?
It depends on who you're looking to hire and what your business is like though, because like if you got a business and your thing is set up around dealing with people's finances and stuff, I mean, the first thing you want to know is you will automatically, you want to kind of try to trust your employees. There's certain things you just want to cut out. You don't want, me personally, I wouldn't want any kind of activity within the last 3 years or so, or maybe within the last 5 years or so that has to do with any kind of not, I can't say criminal, but any kind of like theft or any kind of money laundering or any kind, like it depends on who you're asking. I mean, private organizations have to set their own bars, right? For their own lanes, right?
I think ultimately it's up to them, but I don't know, I'm kind of on the fence about that, because if someone gets caught up in something, but they had like a solid, they can show that they made a solid change, and it doesn't necessarily take that long. You get a good year and change under your belt of a good solid work ethic, depending on what the crime was. I think it should be looked at, but that's got to be case by case basis. Like you can't just blanket all of that and just say
it's not even just crimes. You know what I mean? It's not even just crimes. It said people under 21. Imagine this scenario. This would be a hard to hire person. Never had a job a day in their life. They 18 years old. Their pops just died. So instead of going off to, school, army, or whatever, they got to go find a job to help provide for moms and the fucking kids. Or say like mom and dad both died and they're stuck taking care of their siblings and everything. You got young kids that got new bills to feed, new bills to pay, new mouths to feed. Never had a job in their life, and put them any ethnicity with the exception of white. wouldn't a lot of companies say that would be a hard to hire person, somebody with no job experience?
No, I would.
Nah,
That's the
it
person
depends
I
on
want.
some people got that drive, man.
That's the
I would
person I
want
want
that
working for
person
me. That's the person
I
I want
mean, you
because
personally,
because they got a reason.
I
he
want
got
that person working
yeah.
for me too.
His why he got plenty of whys. Him or her
But
whys are plentiful.
Those people are less likely to make any kind of
job.
mistake.
Right.
I'm not saying about getting the job. I'm saying instead of getting the $10 an hour like everybody else for that minimum wage, you paying him $8.50. Where that person needs that $10 an hour more than the 22-year-old pothead chick you got fucking working in the back that lives with a mom and dad and ain't got no bills. You feel me?
No, but I mean,
Yeah, but that's when it comes to the character of the person hiring too, because
Exactly.
the right person, you start them off at 850, get them about 3 to 6 months, they'll probably be bumped up based on their work ethic. The drive is different, but the thing is, most people don't think like that. If you're not knowing the employee on a personal basis that's in the business, you probably missing out on a gold mine right there for your company as well as for that individual themselves. So I think whoever wrote this, I think we got to look at the character of the mind that this came from and dive into that more, because a lot of people probably share that same sentiment as the person that wrote that. However, it's a little different from me, and I know it's different from you guys here. Like the job that I was working in engineering, when it started off, it was performance based. Then it got bought out, and then we went all corporate. And they were like, okay, now it's not about your performance. You're getting time and a half, but we want you to put in that same amount of work that you was putting in when you were getting incentivized. We just gonna take the incentive and put it in our pocket.
Yeah,
it was time to go.
Yeah.
That's
But that's an individual decision. You make that decision, and you know what I'm saying? You get out of there. Like, I think we got to do a better job as showing these young people their value. That way you don't settle for anything if you don't want to. You settle for stuff temporarily. It's a temporary basis, but you got to kind of have a goal. Even when you're young, them 21-year-olds, them same ones that you're talking about, take those low-end jobs, but understand that it's a stepping stone. Don't get stuck in it. You feel me?
So we got a comment here. Ron Paul, baby. So I guess that's who you were talking about. And it says, when those working $18 an hour with some skills see dudes working for $15 an hour cooking fries, people are going to get angry. And I completely agree. And this person said, John, sorry, Mike.
Wages have to go up.
Huh?
All wages have to go up.
Yeah, but that's the thing. When they deal with minimum wages, that was always my thing with the minimum wages. We're talking about minimum wages. We're not talking about all wages. We're not talking about the living wage, and that's the trick bag that always happens. Everybody gets caught up and focused on one little thing when there's this whole big picture going on, and we're gonna fix this part of it, but well, what about the rest of it? Milk is still going up. Milk is $5 a freaking thing. Like the commenter said, they started working for $3.35 an hour. Yeah, they're old as hell, but I mean, and that's not me saying that. That's what the comment actually said.
I mean, when I started working, I think I was getting paid like not even that, $4.75 an hour.
Yeah, minimum wage was $4.75 an hour when
like 95, 96. I was like, yeah, $4.75 an hour. That's what I made.
You're in the restaurant business?
Subway.
Subway?
I worked at a Subway and I worked at a movie theater. I made like $5 an hour and shit.
Yo, it said, by the way, Devar is like a Menudo in the 80s. I love hearing him.
Like a what?
Like a Menudo? Menudo. I've never heard this word before. A what?
Menudo. I don't know.
Menudo in the 80s, like a Menudo, like Menudo in the 80s. Menudo, yeah.
That was like Martin's old band.
Yeah, it was a band, and it's also a soup.
Yeah, that's right, dude. So either your stomach lining or fucking Ricky Martin.
I don't know whether to feel flattered or be offended.
I mean, like,
so thank you and fight me.
Anything from the 80s.
I mean, the soup's delicious. I mean,
anything from the 80s is the shit, though. No, the real deal. 80s, anything from the 80s is the shit. Like, back in the 80s was the shit. Like, props to the 80s. I came to the US in the 80s.
The mullets, them haircuts was the shit.
The neon. I love the neon.
It was a Latin group.
Yeah. Ricky Martin in it.
Yeah.
NSYNC before NSYNC.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually the first boy band, like legitimate boy bands.
That's a cool deal.
All right, so I got to speak on this shit that I've seen on Facebook today.
Uh-oh.
I wasn't going to talk about it, but I've seen it and I have to say something. Jake Collier. How many of you guys have heard about this guy?
Who's that?
He is a Texas deputy who is now on administrative leave. It had come to light that my man had 2 wives, 3 fiancées, and 15 girlfriends.
Good job.
And got
this nigga was tired.
And
that boy was tired.
He's tired as
he
hell.
got knocked because 2 of his girlfriends and fiancées were mutual friends on Facebook.
Oh, so what? None of these people know about each other?
They didn't know?
None of them knew.
Oh no, this guy's a G.
18, 22, none of them knew.
I thought it was like some kind of polygamy thing going on. If they don't know, he fouled. He wrong for that.
Yeah. So the one girl posted a picture of them together. Another girl said, "Yo, that's funny. That's how's that your fiance? That's my fiance." And another chick popped up like, "Whoa, hold the phone. How are y'all engaged? And me and this motherfucker got a kid, and we've been married. We're still married right now."
Oh.
And then people just started coming out the woodwork talking about like, "Oh yeah, he did that shit to me too. Yeah, I fucked with him, but no. Oh, that's my boyfriend. Apparently,
that boy had no spinal fluid.
Apparently, this man is like, "Oh, I can't see you this weekend. I gotta go hold my disabled brother up in Austin, or no, I can't see you this weekend. I'm working here."
See, that's.
I just hope there's no kids involved.
There's like 4
there's kids involved.
He's got like 4 kids with different women, man.
Okay.
This is the thing that gets me. I can barely text my girlfriend back, and I love her to death. She's my own. I can barely text her back and know what the hell we talking about, let alone like
keeping up.
Massive 20 some odd women. Like, how do you keep those conversations straight? How do you not accidentally send a message to one that meant to go to another one that came from another one? He's like, "Oh, so how was the play? I didn't go to a play. Oh shit, that was
no, man. It's all vague. It's all vague stuff. Like, how was your day? Thinking of you. Want to get some food? Shit like that. It's all ambiguous, fucking open-ended conversation pieces.
Man, what you really got to do is you have to read every thread before you reply to any text message. And how the hell do you have so many women and like know that you have to talk to them on the phone at some point? But you be on the phone all fucking day, bro. You could have put that shit down. How the hell are you a chief of the police and you texting 25 bitches a day?
That's too much work. That's too much work.
Too much work.
And that's pointless because it's like all of that time wasted, man. I'm looking. You could put that energy into so many productive things, and that's crazy.
He probably could have solved all crime in this fucking county if he fucking would put his goddamn phone down and quit fucking with the bitches.
With all that effort, I don't think he just had one phone either. Not running that kind of thing.
No.
How you got pocket space for that, bro?
Hey, well, maybe he didn't really text or call any of them because he would say that his job's so demanding.
That's impossible.
Why?
That is impossible, bro.
It ain't impossible to lie, bro.
It's not impossible to lie, but everybody knows damn well that these cops being in cruisers not doing a goddamn thing, texting on their phone, watching YouTube videos. We done caught a lot of their cops watching movies on a laptop.
Yeah, but didn't you say he was the chief?
He was a chief, so that means he does even less.
Nah, man, he's got to sit at his office and he's got to do inspections and overlook paperwork and talk to the mayor and call Batman, all kinds of shit.
Yo, if you could call Batman, you can text your chick back. If you could go on the roof.
Obviously, he was texting him back. He had him fooled for a while. He had him fooled good until Facebook.
Facebook,
the thing that spilled the beans. Because
old boy been doing this since like 2007, bro.
Wow.
Shout out to a lot of wasted energy.
Shout out to Mike C. Shout out to Mike C in the comments, man. Nobody got thin skin around here. He's apologizing. He's like, yeah, sorry guys. Nah, hell no. Hell no, bro.
Mike, you know us better than that.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Real quick, but before we get too far away from the previous subject about the pay wage discrimination that Lucci was talking about is being proposed. I wasn't going to talk about it, but I'd like to say something on there.
Please do.
Okay, what is, I mean, anybody that's seen the news or even looks at money in the past 48 hours have been seeing these Redditors that have been driving up prices and trying to give the finger to fucking Wall Street by driving up prices on these hedge funds, forcing them to lose their ass.
We'd be doing a disservice if we didn't talk about this.
Yeah, it's and what happened today? So the market opened, and within 2 minutes, they blocked all trades of certain ticker symbols like GM, GameStop, BlackBerry, Nokia, AMC. Yeah,
I think even American Airlines also.
I have to double check, but I think you're correct. But my thing is, first off, how the fuck is that legal? And then second of all, why do those rules apply for them, but we can't play by the same rules?
Well, it's not.
I mean, it's always been like that.
It's definitely, it's definitely, it's legal because these are the people that make the laws. That you know, these people. It's, bro, we already know the money, the smart money. That's what they call it, the smart money. The smart money is the what's it called? Is the one that control everything, bro. They control everything. And I know that's what the movement is trying to do, is trying to beat the smart money for a change and try to put the things in regular everyday people's hands. But obviously the smart money has more control than we think.
There's the official statement from Robinhood, because Robinhood was the first one to cut all the sales off.
Yeah.
It said, in light of extraordinary market conditions this week, we temporarily limited buying for certain securities this morning. Starting tomorrow, we plan to allow limited buys of these securities. This was a temporary decision made to best continuing to serve you. And then as a brokerage firm, we have many financial requirements, including SEC, net capital obligations, and clearinghouse deposits. Some of these requirements fluctuate based on volatility in the markets and can be substantial in the current environment. These requirements exist to protect investors and the markets, and we take our responsibility to reply to them seriously, including through the measures we have taken today. So basically what they're saying is they're supposed to protect people money. So a lot of people do go through Robinhood and do get hedge funds. There's a lot of people, these hedge funds, they they fund people's IRAs, retirement shit, 401k plans and shit. So these people doing that, yes, they hurt the big name markets, the big hedge funds and all these big guys, but they're also hurting the people that have their money invested with them too, within like the regular people within their 401k plan. Like my girl got a 401k. Her shit could be fucked up because these people did that shit, and that's affecting her money, you know what I mean? Her retirement.
Yeah, but so let me ask you this.
Not just the big people that get it.
So, but let me ask you this: why can they protect everybody? Why can they protect everybody against what these guys are doing, but they can't protect everybody against when the hedge funds do what they do overnight when the markets are closed?
Yeah, well, another thing is, it's my right. It's like if I want to take my hard-earned cash, and let's just say Dre, you started up a business that produces edible pellets of shit.
Okay.
Regardless if it's good for anybody or not.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, that's something I want back and I want to get behind. And for some reason, you're a publicly traded company.
We're hiring, shoveling shit, y'all. Hiring. We're hiring. Got jobs shoveling shit.
Anybody? Who's anybody to stop me from investing in you?
Right.
Like, nobody called these people. Obviously, it's not the investors like that are. Obviously, there's a demand for it. If all these people are trying to jump in and buy and buy and buy and buy.
Exactly.
So who the fuck is calling for somebody to step in and protect you against the? But yeah, what are you getting protected against?
Right.
I mean, honestly, I think the SEC, if anybody should have said like, "Yo, we got to stop this shit," and it's not coming from them. It came from Robinhood. It came from all the other small trades. What's the other name of that place? Fuck them, I don't know.
Fidelity.
Webull, E-Trade, Fidelity, fucking Charles Schwab.
Everywhere you're trying to buy AMC today.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter wherever the hell you was trying to buy AMC today.
I did not know that I could buy it through Cash App until it was too late.
Until it was too late?
Yeah, until it was too late.
Nokia too.
So,
I got like the very last little bit of when they were still allowing Nokia. I got a little piece of it on Cash App.
But I mean, something about the whole situation just stinks, you know. Especially, you know, we're all supposed to be capitalists and all that stuff, and it's supposed to be a free market or free trade. But obviously, it stinks enough for fucking AOC and Ted Cruz to agree that it fucking stinks.
One thing I love about it is that the shit is coming to light. You know what I mean? People are starting to wake up to certain things. You know what I mean? Like this whole thing, like these people have been doing this to people for hundreds of years. Every night the stock market closes at 5 o'clock, and that's when these people trade.
Yep.
They trade when we're not allowed to trade.
Let's go to. I guess this will be a segue to the next shit y'all talking about. Who runs the world money?
What?
Who runs the world's money?
Good question.
Fucking Vatican.
Vatican.
The Rothschilds control the majority of the world's money. They're big old money, old long money on top of that. And how do you keep old money going? People trying to come up and get new money, you put a stop to that shit. That's exactly what the Rothschilds are doing. They don't want you to get that money. They don't want you to be part of the new world order. They want to control that shit.
You're sounding muffled. You don't normally sound muffled, bro.
Yeah, your mic is a little off.
I mean, I don't have the same mic today.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on a different mic today.
Okay.
I applaud all those people, the little underdogs that are trying to take on fucking Wall Street. Because, I mean, regardless if you say they're losing or not, I mean, the numbers are there. They done drove GameStop way above what it was at.
Yeah.
Way above.
Even if it settles at $200 right now, just like not too long ago, it was at like $4 for the low. They're doing the same shit with GM. Yeah, it's starting to settle back down and drop, but I mean, they're showing fucking Wall Street, and they're pushing back. And when they're doing this, it's causing huge losses to these hedge funds.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I'm not even sure if these groups are doing it for the money or just to prove a point.
They're doing it to prove a point because these groups have the money. These groups already have money. They live in good already. They just don't have anything to do. And they're like, okay, you know what? This is the next good thing to do. Crash these sons of the good. And honestly, I'm impressed. I'm impressed by what they did with GameStop. I'm so impressed. It was so cool. My brother called me yesterday because he's into the whole stock world, you know, and he called me yesterday and he was like, yo, do you know what's going on with the stocks? I'm like, I got no clue. What are you talking about? You know, and he's like, listen, he started talking his mumbo jumbo and I'm like, dude, just give it to me in layman's terms. He's like, dude, go buy some AMC. And I'm like, dude, you know, yeah. The other thing, this, that, the other thing. And sure as shit, by the time I got around to trying to buying it, it was You could only buy $100 at a time.
AMC dropped today too, though.
Yeah, because they shut it off because they wouldn't let nobody else buy it. So of course it's going to drop. But the sad part is these hedge funds, they're betting on the stocks to drop. So and that's what these guys are doing. They're saying, okay, well,
that's when they throw their money in.
Everybody, they're saying, okay, you know what? Let's get 1 million rich people. We got money anyway. Let's get us all together. Everybody go buy as much GameStop as you can, because if they didn't do that, GameStop was going to go in the toilet. And they were like, no, we grew up on GameStop.
GameStop's going to go in the toilet with or without this fight going on behind it.
GameStop been in the toilet.
All these companies, like, they're not doing it to save the company. Like I said, they're doing it to take. So they're finding these small price stocks, something that has a high, or how do I word it properly? Has like a high buyback. That's how the hedge funds make their money.
How they make their money is they do what they call short sales, saying like, we gonna borrow this amount of stock from you because we gonna say this shit gonna drop for this. When it drops for this, we're gonna buy that shit and fucking run it back up.
But these guys have noticed that there's fucking well-known companies that are $4, $10, $11, and once it catches their eye and they see the potential in it, they're going on Reddit and they're going on forums, and then they're just driving it up and they're holding on to it. So whenever the market closes, like it's gonna do tomorrow, because after tomorrow, these hedge funds have to pay market price.
What is it? It's
for their losses. Yeah, that part
was
being just explained to.
It's called a margin call.
Right. But that part was just being explained to me today, and I didn't really get it until today. That if you it's kind of like you're borrowing money against these trades. So if the trade doesn't start to go your way, you're going to be in debt for all of that money, not just what you traded, like all of the money that what you traded represented, which is crazy to me.
They crashed like $1.6 billion on fucking Monday.
In the comments, some plans, some IRAs, individual retirement funds, will not allow you to self-directed funds. So you can't get money out without a 30% tax hit. Ouch. Yeah.
Well, not if you're below age.
Right. And the other thing about that is those same hedge fund people are playing with that money. That money's not just sitting in a bank somewhere. You know what I mean? That money is being played with on the same market.
Hold on.
They're moving that money to make profit.
Yeah, absolutely.
My job, I'm offered stock options. Not saying where I work, but they're decent options. But through my 401k, they put you in a fucking 8% growth market. But what a lot of people don't realize, because who the fuck studies finances? Find out if your 401k allows you to reallocate your current contributions or your future contributions. Look at the ticker prices and see which ones have the highest growth year to date and the highest growth 3 years to date. And a lot of times, like I was looking at mine the other day, and they had me at an 8%, but I see one at a 37% growth. So, like, wouldn't you want your employees to thrive or something? No. So
no, because then you might turn around and get enough money to where you might not need to come to work.
But still, man, when I originally got signed on and they asked me, when do I want to retire? I said 40. Dude, I'm a year away from 40 and I'm nowhere close to retiring. I am going to die with my tools in my hand.
Yeah, craziness, man, craziness. But did you get in?
Out there?
Did anybody else get into any of that those trades? Or you were trying 7th, you didn't get in to any of them?
Not this morning, but I caught the message too late.
Yeah, man.
I got in, bought in for a couple shares, and like I said, I was really excited because through our investment, we bought at pre-market opening, so I got to pay $13. Then in 2 minutes, I was hard, man. I was like almost like I drank some Irish moss. I was ready. It's 2 minutes, $13 turned to $16 in 2 minutes. Then it froze for 8 minutes and just went down.
Yeah. And then it went down.
56% loss. 56.4% loss today in the AMC side.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all day through Twitter, through Reddit, message boards that I'm in, everybody was just talking about how Robinhood and other brokers would not accept the buy-in. They were stalling. On one thread, I saw a guy try to put down. He even showed the screenshot. He's trying to buy $25,000 worth of fucking stock.
No deal.
And they wouldn't let it happen.
And then what they did is they canceled his order on his behalf.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, come on, man.
Like Robinhood's been tripping all day. I don't know if y'all can see my screen. I don't know if y'all can see my screen. I can't even, like, they're not showing anything. Oh, it's finally popping up and showing in the green. But look, the thing I wanted to show you is, you remember what you said? How much did you say that stock lost after hours? I mean, today?
Yeah, 56.4%.
After hours, it's up 30.82%.
Yeah.
After hours, because these guys trade after hours when we're not allowed to trade. You know what I mean? And that's the part that I love about it, that people are seeing this. Like there's so much stuff that's coming that's getting revealed right in front of our eyes. Like, man, you can't sleep behind this stuff no more. Like,
now what is the next step?
Dre, you told me about a
what do you mean?
Like
I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that, John. To that, Devar. Go ahead. Then, 7th.
I had you like, yo, jump in, buy the stock. I'm like, okay, cool.
It's split.
I took Dre's advice. I bought the stock. I spent like $20 or whatever. Bought the stock, and then all of a sudden, bam, my $20 was the 200 and change. I'm like, bet. I go to cash out of that shit because I already know better. But they let me cash out.
Right.
And my stocks that I had disappeared. Gone.
Oh, you never got those?
I never got the stocks. I never got the money back. No, I got the money back. I never got the stocks. So I said, fuck that. As soon as my money came back, I took it all out, put it back in my bank account, and touched the absence.
Yeah, that particular stock, I forgot what it was, but that particular stock split. And what it did that morning was it shot way the hell up. And it's like the apps read it wrong, and then it did the split, and it was like each stock was worth pennies on the dollar, and you had to sit and wait for it because the company went into bankruptcy. But like I'm saying, like, that was when I was doing stupid stuff. I was doing stupid stuff, like looking at companies and like, oh, that's going into bankruptcy, but I know that thing is going to be out of bankruptcy, so let me, that company they're just using bankruptcy as a way to get out of this problem. You feel me? And but
how did you come to that conclusion? What did you have, or was it just a feeling you had, or what?
It was a feeling. That's what I'm saying. Doing stupid stuff, just like trading off of emotions. That you really shouldn't do that. If you're going to be trading something, you really should be doing homework on it and seeing exactly what's going on in it. But none of this is financial advice. This is just infotainment.
Yeah,
man. I mean, we're just talking about the current events and our opinions. But I do have to say, there's plenty of young cats out there with $10 to burn. That might be a start for somebody to look. But what any responsible person would tell you is that stocks are gambling.
Yeah,
very much so.
Absolutely.
And don't use money that you can't afford to lose.
Right. They call it risk management.
Yeah.
You know what I
Always
mean?
do your research. Don't take nobody's word for it. Take your own word for it.
Yeah.
Look up and read every possible thing, every possible angle you can before you decide to throw your money into shit.
Right.
Because if you lose, bro, you lose. You have if
Yo, and
you
sometimes
make the wrong investment, you lose money you didn't even invest it.
Sometimes they flaunt the information on what's going to be the next hot stock in front of your face because it's so fucking expensive. Like, what was it the other day? I was reading, Pelosi bought a whole bunch of Tesla stock, and then 10 hours after that, it was announced that Biden's looking at replacing 360,000 government vehicles with electric vehicles.
Yeah. Yeah, but no,
So you
these guys know. Yeah, it's like, okay, I'm gonna move the market. But honestly, think about it. How wrong is that though? Because think about it. Within what we got going on right here, right? Let's say, for instance, I know I want to send my kids to martial arts, right? And I know Devar has Spartan martial arts. What's wrong with me sending my child to Spartan martial arts rather than this? I might have to pass 30 martial arts studios to get to Spartan, but what's wrong with me passing those 30 and going there and keeping that within family?
But that's a free market mentality, and that's understandable. However, these are government workers, you know what I mean? And like, we pay their salary, and if money is moving like that, and the public is not privy to that information, but the public pays the salary of these individuals, and they're going and investing in stuff. You see how it gets like, that's where that unfairness comes in. You get what I'm saying?
I agree.
100%. In the private sector, it's different. When it comes to business in the private sector, you do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Hire whoever you want, fire whoever you want. They say they make it mandatory for $8 or what is $10, whatever the minimum wage is.
Yeah.
If you see value in that employee and you decide to bump them up afterwards, that's on you. If you decide to take them down and you take advantage of them, that's on you too, and they're not gonna last. But that's the private sector. However, I don't know, it kind of changes when you're in the public sector like that, and you're getting your salary is tax dollars, and you're also moving money, like you're moving those tax dollars that you're getting paid, and you have insider trading advantages that are not, that are not readily available to the public. It becomes very unfair. Do I understand what they're doing? Yeah, they're looking out for their people. It's no different from when you're at McDonald's or something like that, and your homeboy pull up and you give him an extra fry or something. You get what I'm saying? It's still wrong. It's just wrong on a different level.
Is it unfair or is it unethical?
Both.
It's the same. I mean,
I think it's a little of both.
Kind of one watch the other type of thing, no?
Like you just said, it's all that free enterprise mentality and whatnot. So Dre wants to take his kid to martial arts, and he wants to go to your martial arts, keep it all in the family. But now Luch comes up and he blocks him, and he's like, nah, you can't go there. You have to go here. Or better yet, you just can't go. You can't go.
On what basis?
No, I get what he's saying though.
Yeah, that's what they did.
I get what he's saying though. Like an example of that would be
Hold on. Before you get there, why the white dude got to be putting a pause on the fucking black man, bro?
Because that's what happens.
I gotta keep his thing down, bro. Come on, bro. You just said yourself, bro. The Asian man don't ever keep nobody down.
No. I'm the narrator. I was narrating the story, so I can't put myself in a position like that.
Yeah, so you gotta throw the white man under the bus, making us all the devil.
Hey, by the time somebody threw you under the bus.
Bro,
man, I love all people, man. Listen. We love everybody here, bro, and everybody needs to get out of the thin skin stuff. You should be able to joke and banter with each other without getting feelings involved. Real deal.
I mean,
definitely.
But you were saying something. You were about to give an example.
Yeah, like you're free to go to, let's say the same example, he's going to the school. He wants to bring his children here to train.
Hmm.
There's nothing wrong with that. However, me as the business owner, if I'm privy to certain information that other business owners don't have, let's say I have a list of people, an insiders list that I can market directly to,
Mhm.
that other business owners are not privy to that information. However, they're doing the same things that I'm doing. They pay into the city, they get everything, but the city's personally looking out for me, so I get the majority of the students. That's wrong, and that's more along the lines of what the whole Pelosi and Tesla
But you
thing
see,
is going on that we're talking about.
I understand where it's wrong, but it happens every day. It's an everyday occurrence.
I didn't say that it didn't.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. We're
Because
just pointing out, like,
where
it is what it is.
how
My
screwed up it
question-
is.
My question is to you guys what I was saying before. You know, you were saying the public is becoming more aware of the things that are happening. My question is, yeah, it's good to be aware, but awareness is a first step towards change. But what do? You know what they're doing. They put it in front of you. Is it to the point where
It doesn't
they
matter
just
anymore.
don't care anymore, that they want you to see it because they know ain't shit you could do about it?
That's a good
Or
point.
did you
Make your own head
find
run.
out this like what is the
No,
recourse?
no,
What can
seriously,
you do?
seriously, like you got all these people on Discord and Reddit and social media and all the other different forums where they're
On their platforms.
coming together like, yo, fuck it, let's run up this shit, let's run up GameStop. What if all those same people took their money together and made their own hedge fund?
That's what they were talking about.
And invested in the actual fucking interest of the people invested into the hedge fund instead of just the people running the shit.
See, I like
It would be a great thing, but who is gonna take the administrative responsibilities? See, they know that too. You know what I mean? They know that it is hard to get a lot of people on the same page who want to rebel against something.
Mhm.
They obviously did it. They shot
Yeah.
GameStop to the fucking moon, bro. They
Yeah,
obviously
they
did
did
it.
it. Yeah,
They
that's
had the people,
and that's
they
what
had the hierarchy. They just gotta just do this shit, bro. That's really
that's
all it really is.
that's what I wanted to allude to. That is because it looks that it I think we are right at the cusp to answer Devar's question. I think we're right at that point where we're at that pivotal point where it's either we're gonna keep on going as things were, and we're gonna then relinquish all control. You know, we're gonna let go of all control, and then it will be too late to do anything. And you know, I think that's why everything is being revealed right now, is because we're at this point where it's less like, okay, well, just like you said, yes, it's nice to see things and nice to be able to identify things, but what happens next? And
Exactly. What do you do with that information when you're at that crossroads? What do you do?
Well, yesterday was a prime example. We've never seen this before, ever.
Yeah,
It-
this completely changes
ever.
the game, and there's something that you don't ever do. Like, I don't care who you are, you don't ever fuck with somebody's money, and then on top of that, fuck with their money and then smack them in the face.
So something now is going to have to happen. Something is going to have to come out of this. So there is going to be a next step. My question is just like yours. What is the next step? Because I don't know what the next step is. You know what
I'm
I mean?
all for the underdog winning. My
Yeah.
question is, what does that look like?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I get
And
it.
is it sustainable? That's another thing. Is it sustainable? Because
no.
you may get
It's not gonna be.
no.
No, I'm gonna tell you what, bro. It's exactly what I said earlier, bro. You're going against the powers that be. You're going against big, long, old money.
But after a while, the
Yeah.
powers that be won't be the powers that be no more.
Bro,
Yeah,
they
but
always
you
have
don't
this-
think they're
this
thinking
separate.
about that?
The changing of
You don't
guards.
think
No,
they're thinking?
listen, the
Like,
changing
you-
of guards have to die. Period.
I mean, you have to change.
Let's face
you have
that.
to change.
At
We're
least.
talking about generational wealth.
Okay,
You don't
but,
think that they,
Generational wealth that gets
Dre,
passed down from blah 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 blah.
yeah, generational
Dre,
wealth
you don't
does
think
change.
that they already planned that? You don't think that they already planned for that? They know they're not going to be here forever. Most of these guys, they're not thinking about them right now. They're thinking about keeping that going for generations
but
ahead of themselves. They know they're only here for a period of time.
But here's the other part of that too, Devar. The other part of that too is it's not just only politics and everything that we are seeing is changing. There's also the other side of stuff that we haven't even mentioned, the whole like cryptocurrencies type of things with it's only and that's only
now
the currency.
Now that's a whole different,
we're talking a whole nother layer of technology to where playing fields are leveled. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter who you are, but as long as you're willing to do a little bit of work and learn this new infrastructure that everything will be on in a matter of time, that old system is dead. It's dying, and they know it's dead.
Look at it like this. Think about, all right, you got a cartel. You got a big-ass drug cartel. And then you run the city. And you start seeing a rival pop up. And they start pulling chunks, fill the name. They start getting paper. What do? You go to them at first like, look, run with us. Or we're going to snuff you out. It's just say property all over again. Get down or lay down, bro. You either get down with us or you going to lay down, bro.
Hold on.
How do you think all these people, how the hedge fund shit started in the first place? It's people that had money was getting money, and other people getting was like, yo, come be a part of us. We'll get money together. You won't have your pecking order. You still get your money, but we're going to take some of it.
John, hold your reply. Let's go to commercial.
You going to get some of it or you going to get none of it?
Let's go to commercial real quick. Hold your reply, John.
We'll be back. 3 minutes. Commercial break.
It's Urban Country Mornings. Early in the morning. Let's go.
Dear Heavenly Father, I just come before you.
No, it can't. It doesn't have to be a caring hand. It just has to feel like a caring hand.
Bruh.
Are we making masculinity out to be a bad thing then?
All of your life.
That's most important to the child is they have the right to have both parents in their life.
Exactly.
Florida.
I just wanted to chime in on the topic.
I'm watching your program here, and it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, we are all the way live right now. Shout out to our entertainment man. Red Thomas is in the building later on. Simply putting the child's best interest at first. Hello, you're live. So
this is amazing.
One more tape for the shameless self-promotion. Hit up urbancountryfilms.com, euhosting.com.
Come by with us as you shit, shower, and shave. Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Urban Country Mornings.
People repeat history. Welcome. I am your host, Michael, and this is Solution. A platform where we discuss ideas and finding solutions to the issues we face as a people. Statistically, our situation has not improved much over the past couple of 100 years. I intend to fix that. We like to believe history repeats itself, when in actuality, it is people who repeat history. Let's stop doing that.
What's going on, everyone? Devar here. Some of you know me as Professor D. Some of you know me as Debo. Right now, it doesn't matter how you know me. I want to bring some information to you. Today, I want to let you guys know that we will be going live every Thursday. I want you to clear your schedules at 8 o'clock every Thursday. The show is called Let's Talk Freedom, and the topic that we're going to be discussing this Thursday is religions. Do all paths lead to the same destination? Come and take a deep dive with us. Let's get into this subject, and I look forward to seeing you guys there. Peace and love, and see you Thursday.
Do my
buhosting.com. Yeah, that's right. That's buhosting.com. What did I say? buhosting.com. Home of the 1111 domain. buhosting.com.
Losing their ass.
Dog,
but we back.
Just last.
We back. We back.
What's up, everybody? Hold on, real quick. Just last week it was 44. Just saying.
Yeah.
Last the commercial break, but we got to pay bills, and they want to talk about shit that happened last week. But last week already happened. But we talking about this week. What's good, y'all? Who had a response to what the hell we were talking about? What were we talking about? I don't know. Like
I did. You can't fucking. What I've been reading or listening to a lot is that people are surprised, but they call all this Reddit group or this rise up against Wall Street, calling them fucking nerds, man, and gamers. The fuck you expect nerds and gamers to do? See a game, they're gonna fucking crush it. Now, I know you were saying, Seventh, about like how likening it to a cartel, but this is a change in times, bro. That's like to a fucking sword fight, and then your opponent pulling out a pistol. Ain't happening.
Like what I was saying about the cartel, for them to win, they have to get bigger than the cartel.
No, they don't.
Weapons are different now. The weapons are digital.
They have to systematically take out money. That's all they're doing is systematically taking out money.
That's going.
Nerds and gamers, man. Those are the new. Those are the new gladiators.
Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. Speaking of which, we are currently seeking interns. We're really want some computer minded people. So hit us up, urbancountryfilms.com. You can hit up Andre Johnson at urbancountryfilms.com or
preferably South Florida based. Preferably.
What kind of base?
Preferably what?
South Florida based.
South Florida based. Yeah, but that really doesn't matter because we worldwide.
Yeah, we still need somebody local too. So y'all local motherfuckers, come holler at your kid.
Yeah. So what are we segueing into? I'm sorry.
So I wanted to talk about what's it called? The new slogan. The new slogan for the America's new slogan. Yeah, BBB, build back better. You guys familiar with it at all?
Heard it thrown around here and there.
So that's every time you hear Mr. Biden, President Biden.
You said Biden?
Biden.
I didn't do that on purpose, I promised.
I think what you really said was President Old Biden.
You know, like old McDonald, old McBiden, same shit.
No, I didn't do it on purpose. But every time you hear or see him speaking now, it's the slogan is build back better. You know, and
right.
As far as we as Americans know, in the mainstream, what we know is that replaces the red hat. What was the red hat?
Make America great again.
Make America great again. But it replaces more than that. It replaces the actual New World Order. This is a world accord thing that world leaders are on about this build back better.
What do you mean by that?
So this whole build back better thing is all right. You know how everybody used to talk about the new world order. We're getting prepared for the new world order, and people are doing this to lead us into the new world order, and people are doing that to lead us into we've been into the new world order for a long time. Just really haven't realized it, through even like pretty much like after 9/11 is really when New World Order started.
Disclaimer: nobody on this panel is suicidal. We all love our lives. We will not kill ourselves. We are very happy in what we are doing. So if we die, it is always going to be mysterious circumstances, never natural causes. Just know that. We did not kill ourselves.
Real
That's
deal.
right.
Real deal, real deal. Yeah, but so we've been in this thing in the form of digital data with digital data mining from your driver's license to your what you eat, you know what I mean? And it's now that has ran out. That has now ran out. Apparently, coronavirus is the perfect segue to throw us into the next thing, which is Build Back Better, which is how can I put it? Which is kind of set up to the new Build Back Better is kind of like ushering the new way of things. You know how I alluded to cryptocurrency and the other side of things. So just think about that's a whole new infrastructure, right? That's being built. All right, if you want to think about when America was being built and they had to build infrastructure, they had to lay highways and they had to lay railroad tracks, and you know what I mean? They had to, well, maybe not highways so much as railroad tracks and, infrastructure. So
now it's digital infrastructure.
You and I know that digital infrastructure is here. We're just, all our things aren't on it yet, and we're moving that way. So this is kind of ushering in that whole new phase of things, this new part of life, which
do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing?
It depends. It depends on what we do with it. It depends. I think there's going to be some people
as individuals or as like one unit,
collective, both.
As a collective,
both, because there's all kinds of stuff going on right now. You see, we're on the cusp of merging with technology, like legit merging with technology. You know, to where you don't have to call an Uber.
What is that called?
Okay. Yeah, like you don't have to call an Uber. You just have to think Uber.
Well, but see, okay, so you're taking one step forward, two steps back, because like back in the day, you always see, I always think of like what you just said, you just have to think of an Uber and they'll pick you up. All I could think of is like walking through Manhattan and needing a fucking ride and just going, and the fucking cab would pull over.
And they have a name for that. They have a name for that. I can't remember what it is. Damn, I'm sure some picture.
Yeah, it sounded really good. Yeah.
Yeah, they got some feedback.
That was causing echo and shit.
I am?
No, not you.
Let me change my shit. Hold on.
Okay. But go ahead, John.
Oh, about no. It's he was, as you were saying, just about the Uber, man. I interrupted you. I'm sorry, but yeah, I mean, technology is supposed to push us forward, but sooner or later, everybody's gonna realize that we think we're moving forward, but we're just doing the same shit over again.
Yeah.
So you think this whole Build Back Better thing was more than just a campaign slogan?
It is more than just a campaign slogan. If you guys look into it, you know what I mean. Just look into it.
Build Back Better is bigger than Biden's campaign.
Way bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Build Back Better is bigger than Biden. Build Back Better bigger than Biden.
Build Back Better bigger than Biden.
You need one more, right? Figure out how to keep that going. That'll be the new tongue twister of the fucking year.
No, it's definitely it's way bigger than that. And we need to really pay attention. We need to pay attention to what's going on. And to answer your question, Devar, about is it better for us as a It depends. It depends. Some of us, as a people, okay, as you know from Urban Country Films, we're working on what we want to know. What we want to do is we want to bring something to our community that we actually own, and we can at least control our own narrative at the very least.
Right.
You know what I mean? On our platform, where we don't have to worry about XYZ saying, "Oh, we don't like what message that you're sending across, so your thing is going to be coming down." You know, just like how they did to, because that's what I honestly think that's what happened. I don't think Robin Hood decided, hey, you know what, we're not going to let these people. I think the upper heads came down on Robin Hood collectively and said, listen, if y'all let this continue, we're going to turn against you. And you would rather, you know what I mean? You would, I'm sure you would rather turn against them than have us turn against you, type of thing. And we want
so they kind of force their hand, is what you're saying.
Yes. And
hey, can I share something that I saw in one of the forums earlier?
Mm-hmm.
And that is, all right, Robin Hood insider information. Reading this, I'm not making this shit up.
Mm-hmm.
I work for Robin Hood. Don't kill me. Low-level technical shit. Computer science major, not finances side. Vladimir, yes. The founder, Vladimir, and the C-suite received calls from Sequoia Capital and the White House that pressured into closing trading on GME, etc. I guarantee you the same thing took place at E-Trade and the others who closed trading. Everyone should file a report on this SEC page. I wasn't scared to be out of work during a pandemic. I just quit. I'm disgusted. We all need to rise up. This is as bad as it gets when we talk about how the rich get one set of rules and the rest of us get screwed over and over and over again, left to bail them out and pick up their tab for their $1 trillion tax breaks. We need to pile pressure on every government and financial institution involved in this travesty of justice. I'm taking a massive career risk, even posting here, but fuck these motherfuckers.
I agree 100% with him. That's tight work. Tight work. Shouts out to him for you know, but and that's it have to fall. It has to fall. Devar, we grew up by you know, so when the old people talk,
mm-hmm.
We grew up with one of the sayings, anything done in darkness must come out to light. Another one, they say, only the good salvation gonna last forever. You know, to like, these people, they've been doing this shit in the darkness for a long time. Here's the light. Here's the light. Everybody's saying like, wow, this is what's been going on. Like, really, this is what's been going on. And then when the little guys have an opportunity, y'all just shut us off. Y'all can do that. Wow, y'all have that much control.
Well, maybe that's the snowball on the hill of change to build back better with Biden and his Biden, whatever.
Yeah, it happens, but you see, that's what I'm saying. To answer your question, it depends on what happens with it. What do we do as a people with it? Because now, us as a people, let me speak for Black people for a minute. We've been at the bottom of things forever. With this new infrastructure being built, we learn this thing. We figure out how to move in this new era of things where your skin color doesn't matter, because a person doesn't see you and a person doesn't know that they can hold you down. It's all about what your knowledge, because this whole side of things, man, I'm telling you, every time I go hang out with Michael, I feel like I'm in the future, and I have to come back and deal with people that are in the present, and it's just like, wow, look where we're headed.
Yeah, he's good at getting you lost in that.
This is gonna bother me until I can think of the word, where maybe somebody else out there knows it. It's where like the human mind gets digitized for like eternity and becomes like an actual like forever living consciousness.
I don't know the word for it, but yes.
There's a word for that?
There is a word for that.
I've heard of it before.
I know in the latest game that I've beaten, because I'm a game, Cyberpunk 2077, they call those fucking engrams.
It's a specific word, and I can't remember what it was. I know I heard it on the Big Bang Theory, and I've heard it in a couple other places. Like, I'm going to find out, and I will fucking let y'all know as soon as I find out what the fuck the word is. But it's I don't remember why I was going there, but it was something to do with everything being stored digitally.
Well, I know that there. I shouldn't say no, but I've heard, because I listen to weird stuff. That there are a team of people that are working towards digitalizing not digitalizing, but trapping the human consciousness, exactly, so they can preserve it. Because that's the one thing the Bible tells you, and I hate going to the Bible. Honestly, I hate going to the Bible because some people are gonna just say, well, the Bible, they're gonna dismiss it. So I don't, but the Bible tells you that the creation. Where the hell was I going with that Bible thing? Forget it. It don't matter. It wasn't that serious.
Sorry, man. It's been a long night. Don't even worry about it.
I lost it. I was going somewhere.
It happens to the best of us.
I was going somewhere good. I was just like, wait a minute.
The Bible said something.
Yeah, it said something or another. Yeah.
The Bible had said something that meant something.
And then it probably contradicted itself on the next line.
But yeah, man, like I look at it like this. There's so many ways that you can go with this thing, especially if we're talking about this whole build back
singularity
better. I think we have to take it. Sorry,
that's
go ahead.
the word.
Singularity. I've heard the word.
Singularity.
Yes, that was the word I was looking for. That's where you have the human consciousness trapped into or a digital form for the most part, so you can, in theory, live on forever. But from what I was reading, it says to achieve that singularity, to have your brain the brain got to die, because there's no way that you can copy and paste the shit. The neurons are going to die when it gets digitalized.
That's where I was trying to go. Sorry, John, while I'm thinking about it. But God lets us know that they can do everything but recreate life, right? And and
they're gonna try though.
Right. And like, if you could do that, you can recreate life, because you can clone now, you can do all kinds of things, but you cannot trap the human consciousness. But once you figure that out, then you'll never be able to figure it out. So your days are numbered. It's over for you, and it usher in the new folks. Let's go.
No, what I was gonna say, even if you can have your consciousness uploaded to the fucking cloud or wherever the fuck it goes, that's a digital print of from the moment you entered the program to your childhood, whatever you can remember then. You have no soul. Therefore, you're not really you. Everything is just manipulation of patterns that this computer is realizing that you would have done.
Right. Here's the thing. If you could upload to the computer, they might be able to download into an empty shell.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's saying.
What they were doing.
What's the movie? What's that movie that they did that shit in?
Yo,
Johnny Mnemonic?
Not Johnny Mnemonic.
There was a Bruce Willis one.
Get Out.
Fuck, what was it? That too?
There's a lot of them.
Except for it wasn't on.
Oh yeah, like that was through like hypnosis and shit, like Get Out and Skeleton Key they did it through like supernatural means. But there was one where they did it through
well, isn't this
like plugging in and stuff like that? That's what you're talking about?
Yeah, but I mean,
think
even
it might have been
what
the
we're
sixth
talking about
grade.
now isn't super.
Say that again,
With
John.
fucking Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
What? Oh, no. I'm saying like all this is supernatural. If any of this is relevant and true, it's all supernatural because it's not natural. So it's got to be supernatural, right? By definition.
Not necessarily.
Well, I mean, what would
supernatural is unexplained shit.
Is
it is beyond. It's beyond. Yeah, supernatural is beyond what we can explain.
I would think supernatural.
So unnatural will be the shit we can't explain. That
yeah, you
ain't
can
right.
explain unnatural shit.
Like a liger
Supernatural
is
is
unnatural.
like supernatural is like aliens and the messages we getting from fucking Proxima Centauri and all that shit. Y'all know about that one, right?
Nah. But let me ask you, is it supernatural because we don't understand it? And if you get an understanding of it, is it still supernatural? Or does it just become the unnatural?
It becomes science.
It becomes science?
It becomes science. Just think about this.
But isn't science
Magic
like a study?
Someone's science is someone else's supernatural?
I look at it like this. Magic would be considered supernatural because you're using supernatural powers that can't be explained how you got them,
And they can't comprehend. I got you.
But if you can physically say like, poof, I can make fire appear, and like, oh, you made fire appear because this neuron and this neuron and this and that came together and created that spark, and that's how you're able to conjure fire, then it's no longer supernatural. It's science.
But
it goes from being a mystical art to being biology.
But isn't science a study? Isn't science a study of the things? A study of things. So yeah, science always changes. Part of science. Yeah. So, okay. So it becomes a part of science.
Yeah, it becomes a part of science because like I said, like if you can conjure fire in your hand, and they can tell you why you can conjure fire in your hand, that becomes
it's no longer
biology.
Supernatural.
It's not supernatural because it's biology.
So supernatural is void of explanation. It's a phenomenon happening void of an explanation.
Yeah, like unidentified flying objects, fucking folklore, urban legends, fucking werewolves and all that shit. That's all supernatural shit.
So by that logic, the definition
or it could also be
of
above natural too. You know what I mean? You say like you have your natural plane of shit, then you got shit that's just so far above it that it's like it's naturally occurring, but it's like not man-made. You know what I mean?
Got you.
Like we ain't making.
So by that logic, it's the void of knowing that makes it supernatural. So it's not it's dynamic. It's not a static definition. It's not a fixed definition.
Yeah.
Supernatural. It's not fixed. Someone, depending on the information that you have, it can be supernatural to you based on your understanding of it. Damn, that shit was deep.
I mean, like you can look at
that's like one of them hit the blunt moments.
I mean, like the best example of supernatural shit is ghosts. Hey, but that's the supernatural shit. Like, do we hear shit from the dead, or do the dead walk among us? Do they visit on us? Do we have angels and all that bullshit? We got my uncle looking over me and shit. Does that really happen? There's people out there that have science to prove that it does. Is it conclusive evidence? No.
No, it can't.
But they do have science that's trying to prove other supernatural shit being legit.
Right. Science that's trying to prove. I'm glad you fixed up the speech. Because that's what's that's what science is.
It's really what it is. Like, do you know what EVP is?
No.
EVP is electric voice phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
What it is they set microphones in rooms and speak to ghosts, and then they wait to hear a response.
Right.
And if you hear on the lowest patterns, the lowest wavelengths, they pull out what sounds to be like people answering or saying things.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never witnessed this in real life. I've seen it on TV a million times. I'm a big fan of the Ghost Hunter show. But EVP, they say, is a real phenomenon.
And they're trying to prove it.
And they're trying to prove it, yes.
Right. Yeah, that's,
How long have they been trying to prove that?
I mean,
His donkey was a boy. The donkey done grew.
Here's another thing, though. Did you know that science don't know how bicycles work? Like how they stay up. Like when you get on a bicycle and you ride a bicycle and it goes straight, they don't know why it does that.
Velocity,
or if you get off a bicycle and you just roll a bicycle and it stays straight, it stays on its path.
Yeah.
They can't tell you why it does that.
Velocity.
Back in the day, they thought it was centrifugal force. They created an experiment to go against it, to counteract the centrifugal force, to find out it wasn't that. They thought it was the caster effect. They changed the way the bike was made up to take the caster effect out. It still did the same shit. They changed the location of the seat, moving it forward and moving it back. So it's not weight distribution that causes the bicycle to stay how it stays. So if you think about this,
it's the velocity. It's the forward movement.
Somebody in the 1800s,
it's the velocity.
Created the bicycle, not knowing how it works.
No, that's ridiculous. It's the velocity. It's
there's a certain. Wait a
minute.
They don't know how the gravity affects the bike to make it stay where it stays.
Can I say something? I heard what you said. What I'm telling you is, if that bicycle is not moving, gravity takes over and it moves. But when the velocity is making that bicycle move, as soon as the velocity slows down to a point, it loses. The gravity takes over. So it's velocity versus gravity. That's exactly what it is.
I said the same thing, but here's the thing. They can't come up with the math to make it legit.
Okay, but that doesn't mean
physics.
That doesn't mean I'm wrong.
All physics revolves around that.
Just because they can't prove what God's plan is, that doesn't mean it's wrong.
I mean, that's what science says. Because you can prove it, it's
but science can't prove anything.
So if you think about this, bicycles are supernatural.
No, absolutely not. Because science itself is supernatural. Because science itself keeps on changing. And how can you figure that out? Something that keeps on changing.
Bro, look, I kept myself up for an entire night trying to figure out how the fuck like TVs work, bro.
Yeah, if you're trying to deal with science, bro, you're gonna confuse yourself.
Yo, I stayed up for hours and hours and hours thinking about like, all right, you have electricity, it's moving through. How does electricity show my face on this fucking screen? It does not make sense to me.
Yeah.
How is this happening?
Right. And it won't. And it really won't. I don't even understand how it won't.
Like, how do you take electricity, turn it into a bunch of zeros and ones, and my face pops up? This is shit I think about.
Yeah.
This is why I stopped smoking weed, because I think about this shit and I stay up for hours thinking about.
Maybe you should be a doggone scientist.
Hell, all right. I got that kind of time or patience, man. And plus, I suck at math, man. Fuck math. You got like calculus and trigonometry, and they put fucking triangles and fucking letters into equations. What the fuck does a letter in a triangle got to do with fucking math?
Right.
Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Bro, I just learned how to do fractions 2 months ago.
Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. What else we got on the chopping block, man? We did the Biden thing.
Did the Biden thing.
Right. We did. I can't honestly. That big story to me is what's going on in that whole world of trading. I love what's going on, bro. I'm so rooting for the little guys, bro. I want the big companies to fall so hard, bro.
I mean, I just want to get a couple dollars out the whole thing, bro. Let me get like a 1.2, 1.3, bro. You ain't gonna hear no more from me, bro.
No, because
I just lay back and do my thing.
You know what's crazy though? When I first heard about this whole thing, what I said to my brother was like, "Yo, you sure they're not trying to just crash the economy? And this is what we're hearing about it, like." The whole economy is trying to be crashed, because Venezuela comes to mind.
I'm back, fellas.
Cool. Mm-hmm. Venezuela comes to mind. You know what I mean? And the fact that they have dollar bills, their dollar bills is not worth anything, you know. And we had the conversation this morning on the morning show. Shout out to the morning show. Guys, check me out on Urban Country Mornings right here, same place, same channel, 7 to 9, Monday through Friday. Tomorrow morning.
Sometimes, if you're lucky, same T-shirt.
Yeah, if you're lucky. You're unlucky today. I got comfortable. And sometimes I'm just sometimes I'm working like from morning to night, and and I'm same. I'm just going. But what was I saying about the morning show?
Watch it.
Check it out.
Yeah.
You're telling people to watch it.
Yeah, watch it. Yeah. Check me out in the morning, man, because it'd be fun. It'd be real fun. Tomorrow morning we're gonna have Financial Fridays, and we have a couple of guests coming in. Solution Michael from Solution will be with us tomorrow morning, shedding some light on this whole ordeal that went down with the stock market. That actually, I shouldn't say went down, because we're still in the middle of it, still going on. But leads me back to what I was saying is that it reminded me that Venezuela's money are in the street, and we had that conversation on the morning show this morning, that
take care.
It's only because somebody has convinced us, or the banks or whatever, the makers of the dollar has convinced us that a $20 bill is more valuable than a $1 bill. Because when you look at it, you look very, very closely, same size, same paper, same weight, same ink. There's nothing actually more valuable than this one note than on this other note. The only thing that makes us feel like it's more valuable is one says 1 and the other one says 20. And that equates in our mind that we need 20 of these to equal this. So it just reminds me, it puts it all in perspective. I was just like, yo, they could be actually, somebody could be, or not even somebody, but this could be an actual crash of the whole dollar. I mean, when you look in Venezuela, there's dollar bills, $20 bills, $100 bills, $50 bills in the streets. Like legit in the streets. It's garbage. It's garbage.
But let me ask you a question. When we talk about that, when we talk about the value of the dollar, like here's my take on that. I think we kind of focus sometimes too much on the actual product that we're using as a means of exchange, as opposed to the value of whatever it is we're exchanging. My point is, those dollars may not be worth anything, but we all can agree that there's some rich people in Venezuela. You know what I mean? Not a lot. The country's suffering.
Look, check me out. I worked for a glass factory over this way. And I had a lot of people from Venezuela over there that worked there. And I'm working with the one guy, talking to him. We having a good time throughout the day and whatnot. I'm like, yo, bro, what'd you do in Venezuela? He's like, oh, I was a doctor. Like, seriously? He's like, yeah. I was an OBGYN. And you're over here working in this glass factory? Safer than Venezuela.
Yeah. Yeah.
So look at that. You have somebody that spent life learning in Venezuela to be OBGYN, to be a legitimate fucking doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes to America and does hard ass fucking labor.
Why? Did you ask him why?
Because it's not safe in Venezuela.
But did you ask him why?
Because Venezuela was under a state of a civil war. The economy went to complete shit because they tried a socialism experiment that went wrong.
Oh, okay.
And so people ain't had money. People were fighting over for scraps of meat in the fucking streets.
Does it look familiar to where we are in the U.S. right now?
I mean, we ain't fighting for scraps of meat in the street yet. I'm ready for that shit, bro. I got lightsabers on deck.
Right. I know. It's easy to make. Honestly, it's easy to make light of. It's real easy to make light of, but you just summed it up. Like you just spilled it out. You just laid it out completely how it works. And we right there. The people are begging the government to send us stimulus money. That we're here. We are, ask your friend.
I don't know.
We are right here. Right where
so
Venezuela
you think if we
was.
keep going the way that we're going, we're heading in that direction?
Boy, we better turn around fast. You turn, boy, fast.
What does that turnaround look like? at the state we're in right now, like, you know, and I'm
What's
just
the turnaround look like?
everyone's brain here. What does that turnaround look like?
That's a good question.
Here's what the turnaround looks like.
It's a good question.
I
don't have all the answers.
End of pandemic fucking restrictions. The hospitality business industry could go back to full force again. Once the hospitality goes back to full force, everything goes back. And I'm not gonna say it's gonna go back to how it was or the normal, but the economy is gonna start to boom. Because the hospitality industry runs 90% of the world. Between people that work at the gas stations, people that work at the grocery stores, people that work in restaurants, nightclubs, like all the extra shit that people don't get to do no more, like bowling alleys, movie theaters, all that shit that's dying out because of the fucking coronavirus. Once those things can start coming back online and people start paving their way again, you can start getting new restaurants, new bars, because these people lost their shit. We can start their shit over again. You know what I mean? And pick up where they left off. That's gonna start booming the economy again. People gonna start making them wages. They're gonna start going out again. Then those people are gonna take that money and they're buying it at higher shit. It's more than just trickle down economics. It's everybody getting fucking paid and everybody living their fucking life again.
I agree.
Right now, we're not living our life. People are living in fucking fear. People aren't spending like they used to. People aren't going out like they used to.
And who's responsible for that?
The coronavirus. They put restrictions up to say that
is it the coronavirus that's responsible for it, or is it the way the coronavirus was presented to people? Don't get me wrong. Like, here's the thing. There's a difference between danger and fear. You understand what I mean? Coronavirus was marketed. It would seem to be more of a fear campaign. Yes, it's dangerous. You take it seriously. It can be very dangerous. However, I feel people's emotions were played on, and I feel that, you know, it was marketed more dealing with the fear. Now you have certain people talking about double masking.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
we got a comment here.
Really?
We got a comment here. It says, what's going on now? What's going on now is like Venezuela. This is how it started.
So what, we gotta tell the GameStop kids to fucking leave fucking the big money alone?
No, I think the GameStop kids are doing a good job. Honestly, I think we need. I don't
keep fighting the good fight.
But that's me. I could be wrong. You know what I mean?
You're right. People got to find.
Unless these GameStop kids, when they cash out all this money and they pump it into the economy, they ain't doing nobody no favors. They just taking money out of the big players' hands and fucking not putting it to work.
No, yeah. See,
if they didn't pump it back into the economy, and what if they kind of, focused on pump that money into some cryptocurrency?
Well, that's the economy regardless. It's just a different side of the economy. Sorry to cut you, Don, but I absolutely, that's just, it is pumping into the economy, and I see where Lucci's coming from. It can go wrong if these kids decide that, you know what, we got all this money now. Let's use this money as control. Let's not pump it back into the economy. Let's hold all the chips and be the big chip because at the table, the guy with the big chips, the dude with the big stack controls the table. So, and that's what's been going on, and that's what they say, that they're trying to disperse that. If they were to turn around and do the same thing, then here we are in the same position, just with different rulers.
I mean, but here's the thing: it's like, say, like everybody at the table had big stacks, bro. Now you got a Mexican standoff.
What kind of poker table is that? When have you ever seen a poker table where everybody has big stacks?
At the beginning of the game.
Oh, okay.
Well,
yeah. Well, we damn sure ain't there.
I think what the biggest difference is these new GameStop kids is that they aren't trading in secret. They're putting it right out for everybody to see.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
And what they're doing is they're finding undervalued markets and they're plumping them up. So it's up to you. If you hear that fucking, okay, like with the next GameStop, AMC, fucking Nokia, American Airlines. They're flat out telling you, hey, these are underutilized markets. They have value that's not being looked at properly. Let's plump it up, make a couple bucks, and try to take down a hedge fund all at the same time.
Shout outs to everybody in the comment box. Someone says far past that for GameStop.
What do you mean?
Sorry. We're far past that part of the game. Yeah, elaborate for us, Junior Boy. What do you mean by that? Far past that part of the game. What exactly are you referring to?
I think we're like the beginning of the game where everybody got the chips, bro.
Oh yeah,
everybody got the big stacks.
Oh yeah. We way past that part of the game, bro. Way past that part of the game. You know.
Yeah, but now it's just trying to play catch up.
But are we though? Honestly, no, that could be something though, because what you just said, Seventh, are we at the beginning of the game? Because like I just alluded to earlier, we're at this new point of things are about to change. We're at this new stage of the game. So, you know, to Devar's question, how does that help us? And what, you know, it depends on what we do. Do we take this bull by the horns and go for the ride, or, you know, do we stand by and let the bull run us over?
I mean, we at the point right now where, like, with the GameStop kids and everything, the best possible outcome is them legitimately, representing the disenfranchised people out there that struggle to get by, fucking get paved over, get fucking smashed on by these hedge funds and whatnot, these big name companies and everything like that. Now we're gonna have our representatives at the table. Now we're gonna actually have a hand in the game because we have people that got the fucking money to put on the table.
That sounds great, but what's the likelihood?
It sounds great, but can they stay in the game? That's the question.
No, but like John is saying,
but the best interest.
But like John is saying, it's up to the individual, because you like what's going on is going on in the open. It's not like how the hedge funds, when they traded secrets in secret at night when everybody else cannot trade, when the markets are actually closed.
Yeah, man, they're not put in a position to stall you out of your buys. And the GameStop kids, as we're referring to them as, they're not a group. Like they are not a corporate entity. They're not a business entity. It is just like this panel. It's a couple guys. Well, now it's more than a couple because their Reddit threads like over 1 million people. That's how they're able to move.
It's a group of free thinking people with similar ideals that want to fucking wreck shit.
Yeah, but see, there's no leader. There's no leader. It's almost like, hey, so what's the topic tonight? Okay, let's go with that. Mm-hmm. And that's what they're. So there's nobody that's going to take over the new trade world because there's no leader. It's just all these individuals.
There's nobody taking ownership, but I'm saying there's finally going to be a representative for the disenfranchised people with enough chips to actually sit at the table and play the game.
Shout out
Will they stay in the game? Will they win the game? Will they lose the game? Nobody knows. We have a chance to have people at the game.
I want to big up Michael from Solutions, because he really touched in on all of this, and he's gonna be on the morning show tomorrow morning. You know, really diving in on what's going on. You know, John, it's great that John is on the inside of this Reddit thread. You know.
I didn't tell anybody that part.
Well, I mean, we can actually tell, but I mean, sorry, but you know, these kids, yeah. I mean, honestly, it's great that that we got the inside information on what's going on here, because honestly, even I knew from my brother. I'm not part of the Reddit thread because I have that account, but I just don't use it. I don't know. I just don't use it. But my brother hit me up, and it's all over YouTube. It's not just Reddit. It's, you know, they're using all social media. Like you said, it's all in the open. But shout outs to Michael, because he let me understand that we are in this changing point, and with that whole crypto world, it's this whole network that we don't know about yet. You know, it's
and
it
speak on it,
and it made me understand that. And you know, he didn't. It just broke this out to me that every coin in the world that we've ever seen, every currency, every coin that we've ever seen has two sides. The Bitcoin, ever since we know Bitcoin and this whole thing about Bitcoin, it's just one side of the coin that we've been seeing, and everybody's been talking about the investment, and going up and down and going up and down. And I've come to the understanding that this coin has another side. This other side of the coin that they haven't showed us yet is the actual infrastructure of the things, the infrastructure of the infrastructure that the world of internet things are going to be running on within the very near future.
Talking like blockchain and shit.
Yeah.
A great way to put it is like cryptocurrency is, most people see the iceberg on the surface of the water in the cryptocurrency world. But you don't realize that under the water, it's massive compared to what you're seeing on the surface level.
Right.
And most people are just focused on that surface level. Like when you get into that whole thing, now you're opening whole doors to everything. And now you're dealing with that even segues into a lot of open source platforms, which is what I support. Because right now, give you an example, and I'm going to be doing videos about this as well, but I'm on a totally open source platform. You know, I'm using a software called Ubuntu. Most people haven't even heard about that. It's a Linux based software and it's all open source. Everything is free, and you can choose to support the developers of any kind of app that you have. You're connected directly with them. Should you choose to support them, you can go ahead and do so. These are developers that contribute to the community. Like, we always talk about doing this stuff, but keep in mind, we're using their shit.
Right.
We're using all the major companies, we're using their platforms to communicate.
Exactly.
And my thing is, moving forward, it's all about control. So what I'm on right now, give you an example, I'm on an old MacBook, old as shit. You know what I mean? But it's mine. I paid for it. It is what it is. But the software that I'm running on it, it's all free. People don't even realize there's more operating systems out there than Mac and Windows. You know, there's so many others out there, but especially here in the United States, you only deal with those two. But you don't realize, for educational purposes, anything that you want to know, for music production, for graphic design, anything, there's so many resources out there that have not been tapped underneath the water of that iceberg that we just focus. We floating on the surface. We seeing what's there.
Well, anybody
but that's another topic for something else. But I just wanted to segue into that. There's so much more.
I was reading about open source internet and shit, where they're gonna open source web pages to the point where shit's gonna be instantaneous when you go to load up. You don't have like multiple servers all throughout the world, this, that, and the third. Like, there's a lot of real interesting shit coming up with fucking like the internet and online.
We there,
bro.
We there.
Urban Country Films
already.
is working 24/7 to bring this to you guys. We are working 24/7 to bring this to y'all. Man, it's crazy. You had something to add, John?
Oh no, I was just gonna jump in and say, anybody that challenges the idea of Bitcoin, take $100 and buy you a Bitcoin. You ain't gonna get a fucking Bitcoin. You're gonna get a fraction of a Bitcoin.
Right.
That's how large this thing is.
Yeah. Right now.
and Bitcoin isn't even really utilized as as fucking frequently as your debit card, your Zelle account, any of those platforms. And yet,
But you know, Bitcoin's connecting to them though. Like if you look on, I think it's like Cash App or something like that. You seeing like you can use Bitcoin now, and it's
even what's it called? Sent me an email. PayPal sent me an email. Oh, you know, you can use Bitcoin.
Yeah, exactly. And Michael told me about this.
Buy Bitcoin.
There you go.
Yeah,
it's on the Cash App.
It's crazy because I put Michael onto the whole Ubuntu thing, and he took that
anybody
thing
out
to
there
the moon.
like, yo, that's my Cash App, man. Go ahead, bless your boy, bro. $7 anytime you need. I mean, bro, I could use the money, bro. You see my house, you see my face, bro. I'm fucked up.
Yeah, man, but it's a whole world out there, man, and like there's no lack of resources, and you know, whoever controls the flow of information controls the direction that we're going. And I think there's enough resources out there now to where we'll be able to maintain that control. I just think we're going about it wrong. That's why I ask certain questions about like, you know, what is the solution to certain things.
On that note, I think one of the biggest solutions is the word decentralized. And that's what these kids are doing. They're decentralizing the trading, because right now the trading is centralized. And that's the beautiful thing about the whole blockchain world is decentralized. It's decentralized.
They're working on a redistribution of wealth.
Yeah. So I mean,
by decentralizing it.
Yeah. I'm saying, like,
right now
what
the
you're
wealth
saying.
is
I'm
decentralized.
agreeing with what you're saying. I'm saying, but it's more than that, because they're using what you're saying, decentralizing, to redistribute the wealth.
Right.
And, you know, the wealth is where the power is.
And I think that's if we move in that direction with everything, that word decentralized is. I'm loving it. But we got 6 minutes, so let's final thoughts.
Hold on. Let me jump in on that part.
Yeah,
as you guys are distribution of wealth and whatnot, is that what those kids are doing is they're making sure that you could buy in on it too.
Yeah.
That's what I mean when I say it's up to the individual. They're not picking fucking $800 stocks. They're picking something that anybody that gets a coffee a day or buys lunch once a week can jump in.
And that's nice.
That's a good thing.
That's nice.
It's inclusive.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I'm liking that.
But yeah, so
I'm feeling that. I support that.
Yeah, I'm down with that. Well,
support any grassroots movement.
Yeah.
And anyone trying to help out someone trying to come up.
Donate to Urban Country Films. They should donate to Urban Country Films to help keep us afloat.
I mean, look. Well, I'm gonna throw that back on the screen. I'm gonna, Oso Lucci, that's the name on the Cash App. But go ahead and drop us some money, man. Contribute to Urban Country Films, to Let's Talk Freedom, the fucking Spartan martial arts, the fucking Beautiful Dreamer, the 7th Ave and all, bro. Contribute to us, and we contribute back to y'all.
What can independent media, man. What happened?
What's up?
I said, what can I get at Carib Sensations? That's it, right?
Oh, what you could get? Look, what you could get at Carib Sensations, you could get all natural, wild crafted sea moss. We don't add anything to it other than spring water if you want me to make the gel for you, or you can order the dry sea moss and get it yourself. That's www.caribsensations.com. You can check out the YouTube channel where we do a bunch of recipes, which we also have sea moss in there as well. And if you look behind me right here, plant-based family recipes. Let's get that up there. Plant-based family recipes. This is our first book that we have here, over 70 plant-based recipes. If that's what you're into, I don't care if you're vegan or not. It doesn't matter. You can take these recipes, do whatever you want to it. A lot of them, they're really good. A lot of them are Caribbean based, Book is available at www.caribsensations.com.
Nah, fuck that.
And go ahead and check that out.
I'm anti-vegan, but I'll say this: I want one of them plant-based books, bro. I'm not ordering shit off it. You come bring it to me, and I'm gonna give you money the old-fashioned way.
Shout out to urbancountryfilms.com, guys. Please smash that like button. Do me a favor and go ahead and share our video. We really appreciate it. If you like the content, we do have a lot more. Check me out on Urban Country Mornings. That's Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. and that's Eastern Standard Time. Eastern Standard Time is a whole music, comedy, news, shenanigans. We have For Energy. For Energy comes up next on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. and followed by Solutions for the Black Race. Just what it is, guys, and that's 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday.
But can I listen to that?
Of course you can, bro. Of course
anyone
you can. And we're not saying that nobody can. We're just, this is the Solutions. It's definitely
okay. Hold on.
Yeah.
And I'm playing devil's advocate here.
Yeah, no problem.
So it's called Solutions for the Black Race. That's what you just said?
So it's
Solutions.
It's called Solutions. We're finding solutions for the Black race.
Oh, okay. So you added the last part on, because I was gonna say, like, if I hear like a problem or a topic that I really want to touch on, you guys aren't gonna clown me if I comment, right?
No, hell no.
Okay, well, I just wanted to make sure.
Nothing on Urban Country Films is about that. Like, nothing on, nothing. Absolutely.
If you want
nothing.
Urban Country Films, leave your feelings at home, people, because your comments, we're going to look at them. We're going to talk about them. And if it's something out of pocket, we're going to say something about it.
Real deal.
And it don't matter what race you are. You're going to get that work.
Yeah, real deal. You won't get blocked unless you're spam.
Then not for nothing though. If I ever get around to doing
listeners,
on
don't
Urban
be
Country
discouraged.
Films, I'm roasting fucking everybody, bro.
Hold on, let me finish. Let me finish this up.
Bro. I will blaze your ass.
All right, let me finish this up. And then we of course, Let's Talk Freedom right here at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Thursday. You have Shelly Speaks Truth. That's on Sunday nights. Shelly is just here to spread lies on truth. That's Sunday nights at 5, and that's Eastern Standard Time for all of these shows. You can check urbancountryfilms.com for all the replays of all our live shows, and all our live shows are brought to you by buhosting.com. That's buhosting.com. Guys, buhosting.com is the only Black-owned hosting company that I know of. So run out and go support buhosting.com. I'm done with my final thoughts.
Okay. Fuck Little Caesars. Fuck Target. Am I mad at anybody else?
Yeah, fucking Robin Hood.
Fuck Robin. Oh yeah, fuck you, Robin Hood. Yeah. All you did was fucking rob me.
Listen to their name, Robin Hood.
I was just about to say that.
Like
their name is Robin Hood.
They came to
Robin
Hood.
Robin the rich.
Yeah,
not fucking Sheriff of Nottingham shit.
No, they came to Robin Hood.
I gotta say this.
This is the modern day Robin Hood. They rob people who live in the hood so they can live a better life.